around the women empowerment in the manufacturing, for our thriving future, and how women are breaking barriers within the industrial manufacturing and engineering space. I mean, if you look at, the Indian context here, so currently, we see that a lot of women are steadily making a significant advancements in the dynamic manufacturing industry, which was, I mean, generally historically has been a male dominated industry. I mean, it still is, but then we are definitely seeing, the percentage again indexed to a lower percentage, but then we're definitely seeing a robust growth there. Recognizing the inherent value of diversity, companies are actually now actively working to amplify the representation of women in manufacturing roles. And this transformation is not only visible in the increased number of recruitment at junior level, but we are also seeing, a growing number of, participation from women in the leadership position within the sector as well. And, if you ask me, as a staffing company, there was a time 5, 7, 10 years back, there were very few senior leadership, women leaders in the industrial space. And today, when we speak to a lot of our clients, we see a lot of them, at key positions, within the industrial sector, and that's definitely a sign where things are, improving here. So we did some kind of a research and number crunching. So, basis our research, from some of the data we pulled from the ILO data, which is International Labour Organization, and World Bank data, it suggests that the presence of women in Indian manufacturing engineering and 12% in other engineering streams, and which is contrasting to about 27 to 40%, employment range in various other services sector. So today, if you look at a banking sector, it is as high as 42, 43%. IT sector, it is almost 50-50, right? However, it's not the case when it comes to engineering and manufacturing sector. Another survey we have found that, which was done by National Sample Survey Office, it says that women comprises of only 1.6 million workforce out of the possible 18 million workforce employed in India in the formal manufacturing sector. And that is like, pretty small percentage overall, if you look at from the overall workforce. Now, inclusive workplace policies addressing such issues such as equal pay, career advancements, etc., are becoming an integral part of the companies in the manufacturing sector. Networking opportunities and support groups are vital platforms for women in manufacturing to share experiences and strategies. So I was having a conversation, with one of the press journalists, and the question which was posed to me is that why don't we see too many women, and one of my responses was, and I mean, I don't know if you guys will agree to it. One of my responses is that for a woman, she doesn't see another woman at a peer level. So that's why what the aspiration of a female to, grow to a higher level, because she doesn't see too many of her gender there, it kind of dies down. And of course, there are, work-life pressure, family pressure, etc., which are other softer factors, and then that is kind of, I won't say gone, but it's kind of slowly fading away, because a lot of social networking initiatives which have started where, women from one company can connect with another, share their experiences, etc. And that is kind of helping. But despite that progress, yeah. Yes, sir. Any thoughts? Anything?
We called our global HR head. She's a lady to India during the Make in India movement started by Mr. Narendra Modi 2-3 years back. So we were having that program, and all the senior leader of my company were there.
Right.
So suddenly, when we were clicking the photograph, so that lady questioned that I cannot see a single lady in this group.
Exactly.
Why is it so? So
exactly.
So in foreign countries, this is like a trending point, and they are focusing much on this gender diversity and inclusion point.
Correct. No, I totally agree, sir. And yeah, I mean that's the point,
And after that, we hired almost 4 or 5 women employees on little senior level positions.
So yeah, as moving on, so as I was saying, despite that progress being made, in the ongoing efforts, I mean, it's an ongoing effort as we move on, and every organization, across level has to put in those efforts. We require a continued advancement, and and that is where this whole webinar has been set up with that thought process. So, so to move on, first of all, I would like to first introduce our distinguished guest today. So we have, let me welcome Mr. Mathew Gunaseelan. He's our Vice President at Indo National Limited, NIPO Group. Mr. Gunaseelan comes with 29 years plus of experience in human resources. His expertise includes talent management, performance management, employee engagement, and designing and implementing HR policies. He has vast experience in automobile, pharmaceuticals, healthcare, and FMCG industries. Welcome, Mr. Gunaseelan.
Thank you.
Next guest, Mr. Anand Shimar. He is currently the head of HR at EDF International Network. Mr. Shimar comes with 17 plus years of experience in handling human resources functions, looking after comp and ben, employee benefits, policy formation, org restructuring, payroll management, performance management, hiring plans, talent acquisition, and compliances. Mr. Shimar previously worked with Langpo, and then he also has the experience from our side of the world working with PeopleSoft consultants and Easy Search. Welcome, Mr. Shimar. And finally, we have Mr. Sarohiya, Mr. Ajay Sarohiya. Currently, he's the head of HR at TK Elevators. And Mr. Sarohiya comes with 15 plus years of experience in human resources, managing HRIS, strategic human resource planning and development. Welcome, Mr. Sarohiya. So I'll start, this discussion with Mr. Gunaseelan first, and then we will take it forward. So, Mr. Gunaseelan, what's your thought on how a company in the manufacturing industry foster an environment that actively promotes diversity, especially in the leadership positions? And what are the strategies that have been taken, which have been successful in breaking this historically built gender barriers?
Thank you for inviting for this webinar. It's my pleasure to interact with my colleague here. See, the experience is a combination of manufacturing and service industries. Both the area have been worked. Since you are asking very particular to the manufacturing. Okay.
Yes.
See, actually, all said and done in the manufacturing, the leadership position, the diversity is very, very, very less. Okay, it's a very handful of people only there. Otherwise, it is like, no, there is one side. If it is a family kind of run business, where the people inherent with the family and coming to a leadership position by virtue of the options available for them, so automatically they come. So that's everywhere we could able to see prevailing factor. Otherwise, if you look at the other level where there is a chosen leadership position by the management or whatever the terminology we use, it is a very, very less. Okay. Maybe because one area like the manufacturing, if we look at the hardcore is the production area.
Correct.
Okay. In the production area, the environmental factor and the severity attached to the responsibilities, okay, the person to handle, somehow there is an assumption, okay, whether a female can able to handle. Okay. In my earlier organizations, look at the hardcore manufacturing, we never had any of the female people or women coming into the leadership position. Right. But there is one attached function, which is the quality. Right. Quality we had, okay, even at the leadership or at a junior level, many of the people at a leadership level they are coming, okay, into that because maybe there is an assumption quality is a very, very conscious effort, and where there is more of a very intuitive work is required, not more of the hard work.
Correct.
So people prefer, both the side. So they could able to come to that level.
Right.
So there only I see that, where we have, but this is the challenge, today. The challenge, both the side, I look at one is the organizational side as well as the people side, the
Right.
preference.
Right.
How many people are preferred, in the manufacturing today to take up.
Right.
From your education itself, if you look at.
Absolutely.
Many of the engineering college, if you go, the hardcore civil or the mechanical.
Yes.
The student in female sector is very, very less. Or they opt, maybe because of force or there is no other option, they opt for it. Otherwise, it is morely dominated by male only.
Correct.
So from there, if you look at, so the grooming takes place from your education.
Absolutely.
So there it starts, and even we look at in terms of job rotation as well. Whenever we like to ask people whether you like to move into maybe a shop floor, a supervisory level, or handling a line function or anything, people hesitant.
Yes.
They are ready to move into maybe a training area or a quality function, or maybe the engineering support area. They do it, but not into the hardcore, especially the automobile company where it is prevailing.
Right.
In a leadership position. Maybe the junior level, maybe I will share my experience, maybe that whenever we discuss about this, my maybe observations. And
no, and I think you're absolutely right. I can relate to my own experience. So when we were in school, after in CBSE, after 10th standard, you have to select subjects, right? So either it was a PCB, which was physics, chemistry, biology. We had an option called PCM with an engineering drawing as a subject. And all of a sudden in my 11th standard, my gender ratio of the class was like, we were some 47 boys and 3 girls, and the rest of all were in the biology section, So I think you're absolutely right. I think, the whole awareness and the preference or family pressure or whatever we call it starts from there. And that is the reason it kinds of, as it trickles down to their jobs or their daily life, the reluctance, is always there towards hardcore manufacturing or engineering participation. Absolutely. I mean, I totally agree to it. Moving on, Mr. Shimar, if you can, in your experience, how have an inclusive workplace policy kind of addressing this issue? So while, sir mentioned that, it starts from the education system itself where there is an early reluctance, while, I hope that trend is changing. But as an organization, what can be the workplace policies which we can do, like, say, for example, equal pay, career advancements, etc., has impacted in the representation and experiences of women in manufacturing sector. And, if you have any specific examples or success stories to share, we'll love to hear that.
Yes, thanks, Krishnendu. And yes, just addition to what Mr. Mathew have said, that's traditionally physical strength and it was a paramount for operating machinery in a manufacturing floors. Nevertheless, with the advent of automation and the focus have been shifted toward the skills rather than the sheer strength. The automation we have seen in the manufacturing industry, especially in automobiles, the people, rather than people working on the machinery, now we have seen robotics comes into the picture, and people are managing the technology more. This shifts present a unique opportunity to cultivate more diversified workforce, breaking gender barriers and fostering inclusivity. This is the major change that we have seen in a recent time. In today's evolving business landscape, diversity and inclusion have become more focal point for the organizations, especially in the manufacturing industries. So, as you are rightly saying, that's what all policies that we can promote. So, organizations should actively promote awareness campaign and the training programs that foster an inclusivity mindset among employees at all the levels. I would say that targeting recruitment and mentorship initiatives can help attract and retain talented women in manufacturing by offering growth opportunity and advancement. So I think that's being I'm sorry that I'm not coming from any manufacturing background, but what I have seen in a consulting companies recruiting for the like company like L&T, companies like Tata's, or company like I worked for Lanco also for some time. The industry shift towards automation has opened the door for many of the diversified workforce. So emphasizing and need to capitalize on women talent by skills, by insisting a blueprint for a stronger gender representation, fostering a culture of diversity and inclusion. So I think we additionally we should target giving more benefits or inviting them for a growth opportunities. I think these are the keys, and especially in the manufacturing industry, I think we should invite, and we should the people who are at a leadership level. I think they should promote the STEM education. Those who are participating in educations seminars or webinars, they should promote STEM education, which is nothing but as related to science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So, so these are the key points that industry should focus, or the industry leaders should focus to promote women empowerment.
And so, and since you have been, into consulting and hiring, from the other side of the table, are you also witnessing some kind of a change with how the industry or manufacturing landscape is changing, with the advent of one part is, of course, automations and stuff and robotics and stuff. Now it's making more quality driven job rather than a labor intensive job. My other question is, and this is for you, Mr. Gunaseelan, as well, to your understanding, the advent of the new industries, so for example, a contract manufacturing, so especially in the electronics contract manufacturing space, we are seeing a demand, as an organization also, we are seeing a lot of demand where the companies are specifically asking for women, and one of the factors they believe is that they bring in much more stability in the job. They are not the ones who will change or switch jobs for 500 rupees, 1000 rupees, 2000 rupees. They are more committed. Their attendance levels are better. So do you feel that, with this shift, in towards contract manufacturing and how India as an organization, I mean, as a country is investing heavily to bring in investments in contract manufacturing, will eventually help, for women to start at an entry level and then slowly and gradually growing up the ladder where they can take more senior leadership roles?
I think yes. I'm not able to give you any success story behind this model, but at the same time, yes, there is. We have seen, especially in the electronic manufacturing industry, where that's promoters or employers are targeting women employment.
Correct.
Because what we have seen in Indian culture, that's women are more focused on a one job rather than they are looking forward to have a like easy jump or a jump for just for a couple of $1,000.
Correct.
So yes, when we are employed a women, it's more concentrated on a work-life balance where they have been focusing on their job as well as for their family members or their for their children, fostering their children, and practicing like providing a crutch facilities within the facility, so which attaching women to the organization much more as compared to giving monetary benefits.
Absolutely.
So yes, that change, though it's gonna be take much more longer period, but as of now, that's yes, we have seen that change in the recent time.
Yeah, great thought. Mr. Gunaseelan, what's your thought on this? Yeah.
See, yes, I agree, because when I worked with an automobile industry, where like in one particular location we have some 2,400 people total population, where we got 1,700 people are women. Okay, it's a female-driven, women-driven organization. Okay, as you said, no, there was a challenge to identify that kind of workforce.
Correct.
go up to like even 100 and odd kilometers to pick them.
Absolutely,
Okay.
yes.
So we provide transport, okay, up and down, and many facilities to make them comfort. But they are also willing. But they are coming from more into the village, the rural area.
Correct.
People are ready because they are all like 10th pass out or drop out from colleges, looking for some kind of a job. And another one is the safety. Okay.
Yes.
So once you both you ensured, then we could able to get more women employees for that. But as you said, yes, the automobile industry, especially not in the heavy the automobile industry or engineering sector, are more into the accessories.
Correct.
Okay, there why we prefer a female more than this. Okay, the loyalty or anything. Okay, they are also like because of the contract manufacturing system, we have certain period only to engage them.
Correct.
But we prefer them more into their attention to the job. Okay,
right.
Because the automobile industry, the wiring or the whatever the small technologies involved, it requires more focus and attention to details. Okay,
right.
So there actually we preferred, okay, the women employees are more attentive to the work rather maybe the other sector of. So our preference is only because of that. Okay,
Wow.
we went ahead. Okay, and to ensure maybe their the willingness and mobility, we provided all the facilities starting from your food, safety, the pickup and drop. Okay, while they go back, okay, they get some snacks so that while they can eat. And whatever are the other one important things what we did is all our the rewarding systems are attached or attacking or focusing towards the family. Okay, for example, we have a lot of the reward system for the line efficiency. Okay, minimize the damage, minimize wastage. Okay, these are all many parameters. So at least we give at least for 30 to 40% of the people every month some reward. Okay, what I did as a unique to attract these people and influence the family. Okay, I changed all those rewards from some plastics item to food items. We give 5 kg of rice. Okay,
wow. Yeah.
tea packets, serve for the washing detergents. Okay,
okay.
Sugar like that we give same. So what will happen when they carry? Actually, the next time, actually, there was a pressure from the family. How much you are going to bring this month? Why did you work? The pressure started. So they come and, sir, you gave last time rice. My mother is asking this month also. It's in your hand. Go and do it. So automatically it influence. So there is an employee engagement started taking place from the family and as well as the shop floor. So these are the few maybe innovative things which we did. Simple, but more influencing, which we did.
Wow.
The other thing, especially when you have a female, there is another their physiology need also is required. So we put up a vending machine. Okay, instead of you pay for 20 rupees, just pay for 5 rupees you get. So that also contributed for their right well-being is being taken care in the office. So we give so many things we did so to attract the workforce. But yes, that sector, yes, demand is more, but supply is a problem.
Oh yes, definitely.
After certain age or after certain maybe a stage, they don't come for work. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
You have to go for additional fresh manpower.
Yes.
More, especially automobile or in the textile industries. Okay, that's also a predominant industry today, require only female. So these are the industries. Yes, opportunities are available, but supply is less.
Yeah. No, I think that's it's a very interesting point you made around the attention span of a female, compared to a male to do a same thing repeatedly the entire day, and I think that's pretty much bang on. And the other whole thing of how you are including the family as part of their employment, right? Why? So I think that those are, interesting thoughts and great thoughts, and really appreciate that coming. Again, Mr. Shimar, with your experience, again, I mean, why I'm asking you this question, because you are on the both sides of the thing. Do you feel that it makes sense that within the industry, various organizations should do some kind of a networking on this particular aspect, where it's like, I will hire 100 female, you hire 100 female, somebody else, it's kind of a challenge, so like, we'll do a make in India, we'll do a clean India, then can we do some kind of the social networking that can create a awareness, bring in some kind of a competition, maybe bringing some kind of a reward from the government, on empowering women, especially in the industrial manufacturing and setups.
Krishnendu, yes, if we can just briefly elaborate on the benefits of allowing women to discuss their projects or work life or the career goal with the networking, so that when we come to know in a room, that's knowing or sharing a similar set of experience or the challenges that every women are facing in a day-to-day life, it's getting to know each other much easier. As a result, you are in a better position to help each other or sharing their experience. But just answering your question, that's how networking helping each other companies to hire more women employees. Yes, it's yet to be done in the industry, to be very honest. We have seen how the present government is emphasizing on the women empowerment or sharing overall percentage in the room. So it's being increasing now. We have seen that government have just passed 33% reservation, 30% reservation in the Parliament House. Similarly, that we have seen women participating in armed forces. So yes, these are the major steps by the government, and which is cultivatingly active in the organizations also to hire more women. Yet it's yet to be done in a manufacturing. We have seen this shift from the various health sector or education sector or you can say the manufacturing industries like electronics, but it's yet to be happen in a manufacturing like automobile or a construction like EPC. So wherever the technology is there, that we have seen a change from the male dominant recruitments to that we are shifting to hire female employees as well. But yes, networking is where we are sharing experience, sharing each other work-life balance experience, whatever the practices we are following. It's helping other companies also to focus on the hiring on the female employees.
Right. No, totally agree. Mr. Gunaseelan, your thoughts on this? You feel networking is it happening? I mean, so as your organization, Indo National, are you part of any group which kind of promotes or you share your thoughts around women empowerment or women involvement, participation in manufacturing industrial kind of a setup?
Yeah, both in the manufacturing as well as maybe the other, today it's mine is more of the sales and marketing organization.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
See, one is being a HR person. Your role in influencing the diversity is very, very critical. Okay.
Correct.
Because if you look at the organizations, if you look at, there are some organizations have a maybe a legacy in the industry for so many years.
Right.
The other side, there are organizations, okay, maybe a new organization or startup. Okay, both, if you look at their approaches are different. Those who have already in the system or in the industry for so many years, there is a legacy built. Okay, if you maybe hire a female, there are a lot of blocks we have or problems or issues we have to manage. Maybe a kind of a mind block or something. Okay, that maybe people are not able to come out or break that. But in the new companies and all, that's not an issue. They go all out. Okay, they look at only the job per se, not the people per se.
Right.
So influencing that, okay, you can even hire a female employee yes, there are some difficulties are there from their side. Okay, one is maybe the work-life balance, which we can manage, no issue. Okay, the other one is like no certain stage they when they come into okay they are require some break. Okay, which actually maybe a issue for the many organization or many managers. Okay, my job will affected for so many months. Okay, today government side also they are increasing your maternity benefit to okay 3 months to 6 months. So how do I manage? So these are all practical issues, and we need to prefer ourselves. Yes, this is a issue, but you need to support instead of seeing as an issue. It is more of a like support system, because without that, okay, you are not here, but you need to reciprocate okay somewhere. So that's kind of a maybe an awareness you need to build inside with all the people. So that's actually very, very important in today's context.
No, I think, yes, that's a very interesting point you made, like a basic maternity benefit, shifting from 3 to 6 months plus a 3 months of unpaid, so while in a services or a back office kind of a thing, it's for a woman, it was fairly easier to come back to work after 90 days. May not be because there is no physiological thing involved here, physical thing, but in an industrial thing, if you are a job requires you to stand and work for longer hours, probably for a new mother, who has delivered a baby 3 months back, maybe. So I think it's a very, very valid point and great point, Mr.
But one just to add to that, one maybe an added advantage today is the hybrid work culture. Okay, see what happened. All said and done because of this COVID, it also actually contributed in a positive way. People explored that forcefully. Okay, so many companies, okay, like I have experience. A company not at all experienced about this hybrid. When we say, okay, can we allow work from home and all? No, that will affect this, that, like that and all. Today, after this forceful experience, today people are comfortable. Yeah, okay, right. No problem. Like, so
the mindset
that also,
changed.
mindset change, and the hybrid culture also today, work culture also contributing to it.
Right. And my final question to you, gentlemen, so while we have spoken about the responsibility of the corporate, the responsibility of the society, do you feel that somewhere we should also hold our educational system accountable or responsible for the future growth? Because we are reaching a stage where our male population, working population, would eventually reach a saturation stage where they will be engaged in some kind of employment. And then, while India is still young, but then the younger ones are now getting old, right? And the whole population growth, growth rate is pretty low right now if we compare to the rest of the world. So do you feel that even at an education system and at an elementary education level, maybe we can introduce some kind of an element where while it is a generic education for both boys and girls, but then they are made aware of, engineering or mechanical engineering or industrial engineering, so that there can be some kind of an interest. Like, I'll give you an example. I have a 14-year-old son, and in their school they have introduced these robotics and all those things in the school. And again, his complaint is, there are no girls in his group, so they prefer something which is more, computers or whatever, so from an interest point of view. So do you feel that can also bring some kind of a shift, where an early introduction of how engineering, mechanics and all those works, so that a budding mind can get some kind of an influence for them to make some decision later on? As you mentioned, in a mechanical engineering, civil engineering, you will hardly find any woman. So what's your thought from an education point of view? I mean, anyone can speak. It's open.
Krishnendu, if I can just start with, as I said earlier also, that leaders can do this actively participating in educational initiatives and partnering with schools and the universities for more STEM education. and the careers in manufacturing. Encouraging young women to pursue STEM education from the early age can lay the foundation for a successful career in manufacturing. See, this is not going to be happen maybe in 2-3 years or 10 years. These are the our leaders or across the industry. The people should come up to take some initiatives. The managers or executive in the manufacturing industry need to recognize this, empowering the women's. So we have seen the manufacturing. So manufacturing industries are mainly you find in the remote areas. So this is also a very one difficult thing that women should go in these particular areas for pursue their career. So as Mr. Mathew have said, that they are providing a pick and drop facility. This is a very good initiative. So when we are talking about the leadership level, is it not possible for women to go in a villages and complete their job and come out? So I think coming back to the point on education, so I think it's take a long time where that's, or it should be promoted from the promoters or the industry experts to give or take some initiatives at educational levels and promoting what are the benefits and I must say that's the career opportunities that women can found if they participate in the STEM education. So I think it will take a long way to come up more women participating in these jobs.
So when you see education, I'm just shifting from the industry to the society. See here, like no, we need to look at maybe 3 segments. One is the metro, hardcore metro. The second one is maybe town A, town B, we call it. Okay, the consumer point of view. Correct. The third one is the town C, which is the hardcore, the rural sector.
Rural segment, yeah.
See, today, education per se, okay, so are well developed in the metro or maybe the town A, B. Okay. There, okay, you have various colleges or institutions are available with different kind of courses are available. Okay, and I don't see anywhere the institutions have a kind of a barring. Okay, only male can enter or female enter. It's open today. So people automatically switch into and they choose based on what would be convenient. There, the family also have an influence. Okay, don't go for this job. Female can go work only this kind of a job. Take accountancy. Don't take mechanical. Take computer science. So there is some kind of influence, and they also see it from the society. Okay, my relative or my neighborhood or my friends are into this kind of a job, so it'll be good. Only there are very few people have taken inevitably, I will choose this, let me try what will happen, let me see. There are only few people, otherwise they model somebody. And the institutions are open, but the hardcore rural only we have a problem. So there, this barrier is very much available, maybe there. Female means you can only go up to this kind of a level. More than that, you need not study. There are household activities. There, the conversion needs to take place. Maybe a lot of our social sector or the other maybe organizations, NGOs or other company, other organizations has to play a vital role. How to convert them into more into getting education and getting into any kind of a job. Other one maybe as a government and maybe the other private and public sectors. How do we open up maybe the opportunities to that in maybe a sector, because they may not able to come, but whether we can able to go there and create an employment opportunity. So some of the maybe a sector it is possible, like you are a textile industry or some and all, where you can provide opportunity over there, for an example. So you can attract more people. They will be willing. So how are anything related with agri businesses, whether we could able to go there and create opportunity. So both are there. Need to create opportunity so that people will see, I need to study or I need to go for a job. Or the education system in that rural sector. Today, majority our 50-60% are living there only, that area pocket. So unless you attack there very specifically, the drastic change may not come. Even
Right.
whatever the employment opportunities created, these are
Right.
all created only some of the pockets.
Right. Right.
It has to be spread out.
No, I think you are absolutely right. As a society, we have to change. The thought process has to change. I mean, just to add to a statistics, which has been recently come out from CII and FICCI, is that just a 10% jump, and believe you me, 10% is a huge jump, but still, just a 10% jump will add about $77 billion in our economy, and that will compound to about 750-800 billions by in next 10 years. Just a 10% jump in the female workforce. So right now it's about 27 to 30% overall. And again, that data is also kind of because a lot of them say, the people who stay in village, they have a farmland, they say we are a villager. Oh, sorry, we are a farmer, right? So that means you have an occupation. Now it's probably her husband is working, but she terms herself as a farmer. But still, out of that, if there is a 10% jump, we're talking about 70 billions. That's huge, right? I mean, and I think that's where the whole discussion and the thought was. So yeah, I mean, thank you, gentlemen. Thanks for joining in. I think it was a great conversation, and it's a great learning experience for myself as well. And Mr. Gunaseelan, thank you for all your insights and whatever you spoke. I think you spoke out of your experience, and that is what we wanted to capture and as we take it forward. And Mr. Shimar, thanks for joining in. I think great insights, great thoughts from your side as well. Any closing thoughts or anything from your side? Happy to hear.
Thanks giving this opportunity. It is actually sharing the experience along with our thought process with the larger population. Certainly it will be useful, and I also learn from Mr. Anand whatever he has shared. So it's wonderful exchange, and thanks for this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Mr. Shimar.
Thank you, Krishnendu. Thanks for inviting on this forum and the webinar. It's pleasure to hearing Mr. Mathew from their experience, whatever the thoughts he is sharing. And thanks for inviting and having this conversation on, especially on this topic. It's a pleasure to have or attend this meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, sir.